Hey guys, I'm Sonika. Today I'm gonna answer your questions and I'm also gonna take you through my Harry Potter theme shoot which I did at home. So let's get started.
Please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell icon to get notified whenever I am on YouTube. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Sonika. Welcome to my channel which is all about photography, travel, vlogging, cameras, and I put out new photography tutorials every Wednesday for you guys. So if you want new photography tips and tricks from me every Wednesday, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell icon. And today we're going to do a quick Q&A. I asked you to submit your questions to me on Instagram and my community tab, and some of you did. I got only 3 questions, but I will answer them anyway. First question is by Jui Photography 11. The question is, can you show me the best photo you took from Nikon D5300? I love a lot of my photos and many of them are my favorite. But based on the feedback that I have received from people, from my friends, there's one photo that has received very good feedback from everybody, and that is the one that I clicked at Malchich Ghat last year. Now, what sets this photo apart, I think, is the 2 people who are standing there. One guy has his hands outstretched and he is posing for a picture, and the other guy, his friend, is clicking his picture. So because of those 2 people, you get a sense of scale and you get to know how vast the landscape and the hills are. Plus it's so green, it makes you feel so fresh and vibrant. Another great thing about this photo is that it is straight away from the camera, zero manipulation. I have adjusted the shadows and highlights here and there, but other than that, there is no editing at all. It is as it is from the camera. Second question is by Soccer Life on my YouTube community tab. Best angles and Nikon Coolpix V500 stuff. Best angles. I don't think there are any rules for the best angles. You as a photographer need to think of as many angles as you can to photograph your subject. This applies to experts also. You need to experiment and think of multiple angles and frames. There are no rules at all. But for portraits and birds, it is suggested that you click them from their eye level. But there are no rules. You can experiment with your angles in any way you want. Now the second part of the question, Nikon Coolpix V500 stuff. I've made a lot of tutorials on my Nikon Coolpix V500. You can check out the playlist right here. So go check out the playlist, and if you still find that I have not touched upon any subject, you can ask me in the comments, or you can give your video suggestions to me down below and I'll try to make a video out of them or answer your question in the comments. But I'm sure you'll find it there. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. Sam the dog lover asks me the third question on my YouTube community tab. What can I do to take better photographs in the first shot? I wish I knew. Again, there are no rules, no shortcuts. But if you think before you shoot, if you know the story you want to portray in your shot, if you can first compose the shot in your mind and then in your camera, it can really help you. But even in that case, you have to take multiple shots. And that is the advantage of digital cameras. They allow you to make mistakes, to rethink, reshoot. So why not take advantage of it? So we are done with our 3 questions, but we still have some time. So let me take you through what I'm doing during the lockdown period at home. I have a job. I work as a web designer, to be precise, UI designer. So most of the day goes by in my office work only, which is great because I've heard tales of businesses collapsing, people are being fired, salaries are being cut and all that. So I'm very happy that I have a job where I can work from home, deliver from home safely and healthily. It's a real blessing. So when I'm not working, I'm trying my hand at other genres of photography that I have never tried before. Like product photography, I tried it for the first time at home, and I wanted to try portrait photography also. But in between all of this, I started reading the Harry Potter books again and watching all the movies again. I don't know if many of you know, I'm a crazy Potterhead. I'm a big fan of Daniel Radcliffe and my Potter books. So I decided to mix my photography into my fandom. And as I'm reading the books and watching the movies, I keep my Excel sheet open and type down all the peculiar objects, characters, and incidents I come across and see how I can associate them with my life. For example, invisibility cloak. What if I had my own invisibility cloak? Fantastic beasts. If I would have fantastic beasts in my own home. For example, a Niffler trying to steal from my piggy bank, or a salamander in my cooktop because they like to stay in fiery areas, and Puffskin as my pet. It's so cool, it's so much fun. Now I'm going to show you my Harry Potter gallery. I hope you like it.
First image I want to show you is of the mandrake. For those of you who may not know, the mandrake is a magical root which has the form of a wailing baby, and the cry of the mandrake is fatal to anyone who hears it. So I made a shot where I'm trying to report the mandrake and it's wailing and I have to cover my ears, so I'm using this headphones to cover my ears. So for the shot I just acted as though I'm holding the mandrake in midair and trying not to listen to its scream. I placed the mandrake in post-production by using an image from Google. Next image is of the enchanted ceiling. Now Hogwarts is my home, so I decided to make my home look like Hogwarts. I placed the camera below me and took a shot of me with the ceiling. Later placed the sky image in post-production over my ceiling and made sure I don't overlap my face and hair. Reduce the opacity of the sky background so that my small lamp on the ceiling can be visible, and it looks as though this is my home and not actually the roof is not coming off. This is my home and it looks like the enchanted ceiling of Hogwarts. Third image is of the dark mark. I took an image of my wrist and placed the dark mark on it in post production, then added some color correction to make it look very cold and dark. Next is of the Whooper. Whooper is a magical bird that can sing you to insanity. So while my dad was making breakfast, I had an idea, what if a Whooper popped out of the egg? So I collected the eggshell from my dad and composed this shot while he was making breakfast. I placed an empty eggshell and then placed the Whooper in post-production again. Next, obscurus. For those of you who don't know, an obscurus comes into existence if magic within a witch or wizard is suppressed for a considerable period of time. So if the wizard or witch experiences a lot of abuse, and if the magic within them is forced not to show out, an obscurus can come into being. So this shot has to be very sad because the subject has to depict abuse and loneliness. So I placed the camera above my head to get a good high angle, then made the photo nice and blue in post production so that it looks cold and sad. Later added the obscurus from Google in post production. Now time for some in camera shots. This is the image of a Grim that I got in my teacup. A Grim is a wild dog, and if you get that image in your tea leaves, it signifies death and suffering as per divination. But here I made this shot using regular tea leaves and scattered a few of them around it to make it look nice and messy. And this is from the camera. This is zero image manipulation as it is from the camera. Another idea I got while having tea was of this Deathly Hallows sign. So I took a piece of newspaper, folded it into a triangle, placed a teacup over it along with the spoon, and made the sign of the Deathly Hallows.
Now, if you're wondering how I edit my photos, I'm going to show you my workflow. I'll show you how I edited this photo of the invisibility cloak.
This is the image that I've clicked, and here I'm wearing this blanket, and I'm gonna mask that part out to show that I'm wearing the invisibility cloak over there. I clicked it at home against window light. There's a window in front of me, and I took another image of only the background so that I can place this background behind the part that I'm gonna mask out. So I take this image, duplicate. Okay, so my image is duplicated here. I take the pen tool, make sure path is selected, and I'm gonna draw this blanket part out, and I start drawing. While drawing, I press Alt and drag the corner into the point so that I can draw as I want. Very carefully. You can even use the lasso tool if you want. Drag, press Alt, drag the corner into the point, and keep going. If I go wrong, then I can press Ctrl Z and come back. Reach the end, finish, come back to the starting point. I go to Paths, right click, make selection, 0 pixel feather, OK. And I get a selection around my blanket, and I want to erase that out. So I'm gonna inverse the selection by pressing Ctrl Shift I and press this layer mask icon here, and whoop, the part just disappears. But we're not done yet. It still looks as though there is a different background behind. So we're gonna merge the background with my image. I'm gonna shift it a little to the left, yes. Ctrl T for free transform, make it a little bigger so that it matches the curtain in front. Also, this curtain is a little lighter, so I'm gonna make it darker by going to levels and making it a little darker, matching the tones. You can use any option, you can use curves or brightness, contrast, whatever you like, but you need to match both the image's tones. I'm gonna take the brush tool, select an appropriate size. I can use the square brackets to increase and decrease my brush size, and I'm gonna brush the edges of this mask so that my two images can merge. Yes. I need to blur the background a bit. Format, blur, Gaussian blur, and blur it a bit. Okay. Yes. I can still see that on this side the image is not matching. So I'll duplicate this background. Take the second one a little to the left and erase. And use the brush tool on the layer mask. Yes. So you need to make such adjustments to match the two images in their tones, sharpness, color, and position. Still, I want to give an impression that I am wearing that cloak of invisibility. I'm going to go to Paths, make selection so that I can select my blanket part, duplicate this layer, remove the layer mask, hit Ctrl J to make a new layer as per my selection. Select blend mode as multiply, reduce the opacity, I'll make it around 50%. There, so you get the impression as though there is something covering my body, but I am still invisible. And that's it, I'm done.
So guys, if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you still have any questions for me, you can leave them down below in the comments and I'll try to answer them for you. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also turn on the bell icon to be notified whenever I post new videos. Here is my previous Q&A. Please go check it out guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more such videos every Wednesday on my channel. Bye.